Okay, can you turn? How can you introduce yourself? Well, I think maybe we can wait. Introduce yourself, William. Go ahead.
Oh, me, go ahead. My name's William. I live in Indianapolis. I'm a doctor. I got a private practice. I also have a little 6-year-old daughter. Yeah, and I've been interested in Buddhism, practicing since 8th grade.
Wow, 8th grade. Now you are a doctor. That means 20 years something, right?
Yeah, I first heard about it. Yeah, probably about 20 years ago.
More than 20 years ago. Wow, that's interesting. How long you been in this class?
What, like 2 years almost? Maybe a year and a half?
You on this program with September to, well, 1 week, beginning of the September 2019.
Okay.
Because that's the day I met you at the temple, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. On my Orden.
Yes. And you were talking about the doorway to the 100 Dharmas.
Right. So it's about you is 1.5 years. 1.5 years.
No.
Okay, Kolan, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, hi. My name Lam Pham. I'm I'm living in Houston. I had nothing special. That's why I don't know what to say.
Oh, well, everybody have his or her own special. But anyway, you've been in the Buddhist class for maybe more than 2 years, right?
Whenever you start, that I'm there.
That means the beginning of 2018. I know, beginning of the 2019. That means January 2000. It's about 2 years, more than 2 years. And she in both Vietnamese and English. So okay. Okay, Cô Thảo, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Tao, but I go by Cindy. And I recently lost my father, and it made me to be more in tune to learn the Buddhism way. So today's my first day in English class.
Okay, thank you. Actually, Dan who helped to take care of her father's situation. Okay. Let's see. Jenny, can you introduce yourself? Jenny, are you there? Oh, Jenny is not in yet. Okay. All right. Cynthia, right? Cynthia. Oh. Okay, Gina, did they call you yet?
Hi, my name is Rakia. I live in Houston, and I found you guys by my best friend, Tal. I've known some about Buddhism through my grandmother, like in my younger years, and I'm just here to get more information. And
so why are you adding me to the thing?
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Thank you. Thang Thiện, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is James. My Buddhist name is Thang Thiện. I started this class since January 2019. Okay, that's all.
Good, thank you. Let's see, Cynthia, right? Cynthia.
Yes.
Go ahead and introduce yourself if you don't mind.
My name is Cynthia Garza. I just logged in. I couldn't hear because I couldn't hear y'all's voices. But just to get more info, I guess. Let's see.
So
she's my friend. I added her.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's our friend, right? That's good.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, iPhone 6, I think it's Lanel, right? Lanel?
Yes.
Good. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lionel. I've been in class for 8 months, about 8 months. Really good class, learning a lot.
Mm. And you are the special ed teacher, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. That you have a lot of compassion for the children. Okay. For Wang Li, yeah, you might go and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lee Nguyen. I live in Houston. Actually, I live in Sugar Land, which is in the same city as the temple and about 8 miles away. I joined this class, I guess, thanks to the pandemic. I get to know about.
Oh, I could not hear you go. Somehow you lose your.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. My name is Lee Nguyen. Live in Sugar Land, about 8 miles away from the temple. And thanks to the pandemic, I've been joining this class since April last year. And I'm a practicing Buddhist. Can't say that I'm a authentic Buddhist, but I came from a family who's Buddhist. My parents are really, really faithful follower of Buddhism. And, I am a chemical engineer by trade. Still working and working from home. Really enjoy this class.
Okay. So, okay, thank you. Let's see. John, go ahead and introduce yourself, John.
Hello, my name is John. I am from St. Louis. And I said pretty much began like doing Buddhism when my brother pretty much like encouraged me to do so.
So you are the freshman of the college student, right?
Yes, I'm a college student.
Good, freshman. Okay. Cô Thanh Nhẫn, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Thanh Nhẫn. I live in Houston. My family is a Buddhist, and I'm currently is a accounting clerk, and I joined this class off and on, but I really enjoy it, and I learn a lot from it. Thank you.
Good, thank you. And Jimmy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening, dạ mô Phật, chào thầy.
And, don't you mind you can turn on your webcam so you can introduce yourself. Thank you.
Really, you really would? Okay, really?
That's okay.
Okay, let's do it. Okay.
That's okay.
Hi, dạ mô Phật, chào thầy. Hi, everyone. My name is Jimmy Tran. I'm a cybersecurity engineering. I've been living in Houston all my life, and all my parents are Buddhism, and I follow Master Hangdak in the past 5 years. Since then, I learned a lot, and I also like Thầy Giáo Pháp as well. He's a good guy. He taught me a lot in Buddhism around some other thing, you know, life cycling and stuff. So I very enjoy and continue to compassionate and help everyone I can and try to do the best.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So basically, let me introduce myself. My name is Thích Gia Pháp. I just became the monk since September 2018. So it's about 2.5 years, maybe, right? So before that, I worked computer science. So I worked for 23 years in the computer science. I follow my teacher, that means Venerable Thích Hằng Đạt. So for almost 20 years. So yeah, I been in Buddhism more than 20 years, and I learned so much about that. And I also want to share what I learned to everyone. Hopefully, it's benefit everyone to how to deal with our daily life situation. So my first teaching after I became the monk for maybe 3 or 4 months, and I start thinking about what is the first topic I'm going to teach, and I decide to teach the consciousness only, because I know the consciousness only is so important subject, and that is the most complicated subject in Buddhism. Why was that? The consciousness only is it's talking about the mind, how the mind works, and not within the consciousness only. There are four main sections related to it. The first one is about the medical view. Okay, because when you understand the mind, how the mind works, we can look at how the mind works in the medical view and also in the Buddhist view. That's how it relates to the medical view. And also the Buddhist psychology. The Buddhist psychology is it's way beyond the Western psychology. The Western psychology only based on the symptom of the patient, and they can predict and give the medication to it. But usually when the patient have the depression, right, what can they do? They only give you the anti-depressant. And the more we take, the more worse we get. They won't be able to help us because they only look at the outside, but they do not understand the inside. So the mind, the sickness of the mind have to go from the mind, not from the outside. So Buddhism psychology help us to see how the mind works, and also when the emotion arise, we be able to see it, recognize it, and before it turn into action. That is the beauty of the Buddhist psychology. And the third one is from the consciousness, we also learn about the morality, right? The morality, because the morality that how we improve ourselves and help others to improve, to enhance our morality, to benefit not only us but benefit others as well. This is important. In this society, a lot of chaos happen due to because we do not know where are the root cause of all the suffering come from. Therefore, we pray a lot of chaos, and that's why we suffer, and other people suffer as well. The last one is we call the metaphysic. Metaphysic, usually in the old days or even now, the people who deal with the metaphysic usually by mouth, by doctrine, by debate, by argument. But when we look at the Buddha teaching about this subject, and we see it clearly, and we understand it, so we can be able to have the right view. If we don't have the right view, then that means whatever we do, we will pray the bad karma according to that. So, so I could give you briefly like that. And the current subject we are learning during this time is we've been through this subject for maybe a couple months, I guess. And this is called okay, hold on. Okay, let me see quickly here. Okay, before we start the class, I think it go ahead and I forgot one thing. Okay. Okay, all right, William, go ahead. Can you help me to?
Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I've come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual meaning.
So we are learning right now. This is called the trailing dependent origination. This is the death and rebirth cycle. And there are 12 links into it. Therefore, we keep repeat this over and over again every time we go to one lifetime. Okay. So the first one is ignorant, right? Ignorant, that means lacking of the understand the truth, lacking of understanding the principle, the true principle. For example, the law of cause and effect. Usually there are three components: the cause, the condition, and the effect. But most of the people, they understand only two conditions, two components: the cause and the effect. But they forget about the most important component is the condition. What does that mean to us? It means that even though we have the bad cause, let me give you an example before I give you further into the detail. Okay, let's say that the apple, right? It's the effect. That means the apple is the effect. But the apple rely on the cause. That means the apple seed. The apple seed. And the apple seed, when we drop the apple seed on the floor by itself, without doing anything, can the apple seed turn into the apple? No, it cannot, right? The cause cannot produce the effect, right? But the cause needs to have a condition in order to produce the effect. That means the cause plus the condition produce the effect. What are the conditions in this case? The condition is when we plant the apple seed on the soil and we water it, and it also needs the sunlight, and we take care, right? It will. Those are we call the condition. So the cause plus the condition, it will produce the effect. That means we could have a good apple or the bad apple, depend on the good condition we provide or the bad condition we provide. So the condition is the most important component to determine the outcome of the effect. That makes sense, right? Very easy to understand. In another scenario, let's say that a person who born into the poor family, right? Due to the bad cause they played in the past. Now that the effect they have the born into the poor family. And also the bad cause in the past produced the effect of the current life, and also the current effect also produced the current cause of the current life, and also produce the effect of the future, the cause, the effect of the future. What does that mean? Yes, this person born into the poor family. What does that mean? If this person try hard to work very hard and dedicated on the education, right? Even though the family cannot pay for the tuition, right? But he worked. Whatever the job that come to him, he just go ahead and work it, and also help his mom, his parent to take care of the parent situation. At the same time, he tried to work very hard on his education to pursue for the future. Let's say that he want to become a doctor in the future, so he have a goal and he pursued that. So all these things together, we call the condition. That means the hard work that he dedicates on the education, and whatever ever he do during the time, he provide his own condition. No one give him the condition, but he the one who provide the condition by himself. Therefore, the bad cause plus the good condition produce the good effect. That means he become a doctor. Right? Vice versa. Let's say that a person who born into the good family, the wealthy family, right? That means he have a good cause in the past. Therefore, he have a good effect in the current life. But if the family spoil the boy, and he been spoiled, right? And you know what? He enjoy life, and he might drop out school. He not do anything on the education. You know what? The result is he might end up in the homeless, or he become a useless person. So the good cause doesn't mean bring the good effect, but it depends on the condition we put in. It will produce what whatever the effect based on the condition. So the condition component is the most important component. And what does that mean? We are the owner of our own action. Action it means karma. Karma it means action. The action of the mind, the mouth, and the body. So these three actions, we produce our own future. No one give us that, only us. Yeah. So I just want to briefly give you that example so you understand the law of consequence. Because we do not understand the law of cause and effect, and also we do not understand the impermanent, the principle of impermanent, and we do not understand that everything in life is suffering. If we attach to it, we will suffer. But when we understand this, due to the ignorance, that means we lacking understand all these things. Therefore, the mental formation, what does that mean? It means the karma. That means the action. That means the action of the mind, the mouth, and the body. We pray. Our mind and mouth and body, we pray a bad karma. So due to the ignorance, it gives the condition arising, it gives the condition for the mental formation arise. Therefore, when it arrives, it pray all the bad karma. Due to the bad karma, we pray. Therefore, the consciousness is the one that will enter into the mother womb, right? So we learn about this already. Some of you is still new to you, but I will keep repeating. When I show you the 8 consciousness model, you will understand it. Because the consonant in this case, that is, we have 8 consonants. That means the first one is the I consonant, and consonant that means recognize. The I consonant, the ear consonant, the nose consonant, the tongue consonant, the body consonant, and the mind consonant. The mind consonant that means the brain. And the 7 consonant, that means the mana consonant, that's the one attached to the ego, the self. Therefore, layer of the self. So we will talk more into this later. Maybe I will talk more into it later on. And also, the last consonant is mean the alaya consonant. That is the storehouse consonant. Whatever let's say that we go to school, we learn we learn all the knowledge from the teacher, right? And from book, from whatever, we take it in, we put into the alaya. That is where it store all the knowledge, and it become the power of the knowledge. And also, it also become the power of the habits. Okay. But the knowledge by itself, it only help us to become intelligent people. But not all the intelligent people are good people. We need to remember that. Most of the problem in the world right now created by the intelligent people because they are so greedy. For example, the global warning, right? They are so greedy. and also the economy when it collapsed. Because the intelligent people, they know how to manipulate order. Then they make things, they only take in for themselves. They care less about order. Therefore, the intelligent people doesn't mean it they are good. I'm not saying that all the intelligent people bad, no. But the one who intelligent, they do not have the morality character. They are the troublemaker to the world. But when we learn the principle, the Dharma, the true law, we will gain wisdom instead of knowledge. What the difference between knowledge and wisdom? William, can you tell the difference?
Yeah, I think maybe one simple way to put it is knowledge, like you could say it's knowing how to do something, and wisdom would be knowing what to do. So if we use the example of like the people in the financial collapse, you know, they might know how to make a lot of money, so that would be intelligent, but the wisdom would, if they had wisdom, they would know what to do. They would know that they shouldn't just make a lot of money because they're gonna, by hurting other people, because that's going to come back on them. If we disregard the well-being of other people, then eventually our well-being will be disregarded. So I think that's the simplest way I know of to make that difference.
Thank you. So basically the wisdom people, that means they understand, truly understand the law of cause and effect. They also truly understand the impermanent. They truly understand everything in life is suffering. And they also truly understand the no self. What do those things help them to become wisdom? For example, everything in life is impermanent, right? Nothing lasts forever. But what does that good when we contemplate on that thing? Well, if we don't contemplate and we do not see impermanent is impermanent, that means when we encounter the situation, let's say that we have a good car, right? A new car. If someone scratch our car, then what happens? Small thing will make a big deal, right? We turn into a very suffering due to the attachment, right? But when we know impermanent, that means nothing is last forever. Then we will take in, we will take different, we look at the different way. So for example, okay, I know, okay, well, if something wrong, that's okay. I have an insurance, I will call the insurance and they will fix for me. And well, we will make things peaceful instead of we make things it's chaos, right? So, and also due to impermanent, this body is also impermanent. No one lives forever. If we, even though when we become rich people, right? What happened when we die? We bring with us nothing. We cannot bring material, not also not the family member, the husband or wife or children, nothing. But we bring with us the karma that we play by the mind, the mouth, and the body. If we truly understand the impermanent principle, then we will live the meaningful life. That means by help order. That's how we gain the blessing. Instead of compete with others. That makes sense? That the wisdom do. The wisdom people always think that way. They always think for order before they think about themselves. Because when we think for order, automatically we include ourselves. So therefore, the wisdom people always look when someone accuses us, right? We don't find the fault of order. we look at within ourselves. We find our own fault. Therefore, we have less suffer instead of we have a lot of suffer. So that when we have wisdom, we have the way we look at things is different than the intelligent people. And when we have emotion come, we know how to deal our emotion before emotion come into action. But the intelligent people, when they encounter emotion, for example, anger, they don't know how to deal with it. Then anger will become him. It will control his mind, and therefore it turns into the very bad action. Right? That's the difference between intelligence and wisdom. Therefore, the consciousness, right? When the consciousness enter into the mother womb, after that, the power of the karma, it will produce the fetus body and mind. That's why you see when the mom give birth, right? No one the same, even within the family. Each one of us have different karma. That's why we come out differently. For example, well, let's say that William, you have 2 or 3 siblings, and each one of you have a different outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, you are a doctor, your brother maybe something else, right?
He works for one of the companies under the Alphabet umbrella. He works for Verily. He's an engineer.
And that is the good outcome. But what about some other? Within a family, you could have someone very smart and someone is very slow learner.
Yeah.
Someone is have a good body and someone with the birth defect.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And someone born into the good family, the rich family, someone born into the poor family. Someone born with a healthy condition, they'll always healthy. And someone born with the problem always get sick, right? All these things come from the power of the karma we played in the past. Not only one past life, many past life. It's called accumulated. Yeah. Therefore, consciousness will produce the mind and the matter. That means the mind and the body. Due to the power of the karma. Right? And also within the modern womb, right? Let me I have the 38-week fetus development inside the mother womb by the Buddha teaching. I will share you sometime later. But anyway, so within the mother womb, right? The fetus body and the mind it produced, and also the 6th sense. That means the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the body, and the mind consciousness. That means the brain. It's already there. So when the baby come out, right, for some time, maybe 1 or 2 years, the 6th sense it will contact with the 6th sense object. That's what we call the contact. Because the eye contact the visual object, the ear contact the sound, the nose contact the smell, the tongue contact the food, the body contact the touch, the mind contact the phenomenon object produced by the first 5 senses. Does it make sense? This is important. Due to the contact, this is also the model of the inside the model of the Buddhist psychology. We know that when the first 5 sense contact whatever the object, the mind, that means the mind consciousness, the brain, it pay attention to the object, right? Therefore, we have the feeling arise. Let's say someone says something hurt us, right? How might pay attention to the voice of that person? Automatically, the feeling of the anger arrives very quick. And what happened? Well, the feeling, when we have a feeling, right? Therefore, we also have the craving. But craving in this thing here, it doesn't mean that the desire only like and dislike. Well, let's say that when someone hurt us, right, and we get angry, and we hold it, it becomes the resentment. That means we are craving for resentment. Does it make sense? Right? It's not only the desire, but it's both for both scenarios. Due to that craving, we attach to that craving. Due to attachment, if it becomes, that means we want to have it. We want to have it, and that means when we die, right, we go to the next life. That's what birth is about. And when we have birth, then aging and death happen. And we keep repeat that for a long time. Does that make sense to you, Radhika and Cynthia?
Yes, it does.
Cô Thảo, you understand that too, right?
Yeah, Thầy.
I just briefly give you the introduction to this model. Okay, and we already in this for some time, so I don't want to to be left out. Okay, it's called the 12 costs, or we call the 12 link, or the 12 costs of the dependent on nation. Okay. 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 Last time we learned about this already, but you know what? It doesn't hurt because we have new people here. I think it's a good idea to go over. Okay. Let's see. Jenny. Oh, Jenny, you're not there. Cô quản lý, you go ahead and read it one.
Okay, the doctrine of dependent arising, origination, I can't pronounce that word, Pratisaka Mupada, is the dynamic counterpart of the doctrine selflessness, anatta. The Buddha said, one who sees dependent arising sees the Dharma, and one who sees the Dharma sees the dependent arising. So profound and difficult to grasp, a simple exposition of dependent arising sparks of the liberation wisdom in the minds of his foremost disciples.
Okay.
The Buddha makes.
Okay, we stop right here. Okay. Before that, I also want to, when we're talking about dependent arising, it also means condition arising. Okay. So the doctrine of dependent arising, right, on nation, one who see the dependent arising or the condition arising, see the Dharma. One who see the Dharma, see the dependent arising, and also who see the Dharma, that means see the Buddha. Not physically, but that means see his teaching. That's what it means. Okay. All right. Cô quản lý, when we're talking about that, I think I mentioned this, the dependent arising or condition arising, what do you think about that?
It's a complex things. Depending arising means to me is something have to arise. So one thing leads to another. That's depending arising. So if you see, it's pretty much like cause and effect. You know, you looked at the 12 links. The first one is the rising of the second one, and so forth. So that is what it
Okay.
right? Yeah, one is dependent. So you first of all you got the ignorance because you know you are ignorant. You have the action that cause a mental formation, and therefore you cause the consciousness and so forth.
And also, this is when we're talking conditional arising, it's not only the cause. This is the chain of cause and the effect. This is the cause, this is the effect, and this is also the cause, and this is the effect. This is the cause for this one. This is the effect of this one, also the cause for this one, and they keep doing that. So that's what. Okay. Okay. And anything else you want to put in?
And basically what you said here in the quote is the one who see depending arising see the Dharma, and the one who see the Dharma see the dependent arising see the Buddha, because not seeing actual Buddha but seeing the wisdom of Buddha, of the Buddha. So I think it's very powerful, and the next statement is so profound and difficult to grasp because it's so complex. I'm not even sure if our whole lifetime would be able to understand the true meaning of it. You know, but that's what we call wisdom.
Because it's not obvious, right? It's not obvious. Yeah, it's so abstract, right? It's very abstract. Okay. Okay, William, what do you think about this concept? When we're talking about the dependent arising or condition arising?
It makes sense that it's being described as the counterpart of the doctrine of selflessness, because if we're unable to distinguish the different aspects of what it is for us to be here, of our consciousness, of our mind, then we tend to experience ourselves as real, as a separate entity that exists independently. But dependent arising really shows us, it reinforces, or it's even like an explanation of selflessness or anatta. Just like you used the example of the cause of a seed and the condition of the soil and leading to the tree. So if we lead to, like, the tree, we have grown into this tree, right? And then we have this sense of self. But if we consider that the tree wouldn't exist without the ground and without the seed and without the sun, well, then we can see that the tree is not independent. The tree is interdependent upon these different phenomena. And the notion or the appearance of ourself is the same way. It's dependent upon these different phenomena coming together. And we can see through looking around us that eventually they'll fall apart. So then that helps us to grapple with and understand the idea of no self.
Okay, that's good. So let me divide into two different things. So I will explain one by one. Let me explain the arising, condition arising or dependent arising. Then I will talk about the selflessness. So let's say that you're talking about the apple, right? The condition, that means when we put the seed on the soil, right? And we need to water it. It also needs the sunlight, right? And we need to take care. That are the conditions we need to put in. That means they depend on each other to produce the apple, right? Let's say that if one of those conditions is altered or changed or missing, right? Let's say that we put the seed on the soil, and they also need the sunlight, but we do not water it. What happens? Then that means no apple, right? It become the dead apple. You see, that means that condition is missing. then it will not produce. Just like when there is this, that come to be. With the arising of this, that arise. When there is not this, that does not come to be. With the sensation of this, that see. You see, let's say that we do not water, then that means they not this, right? That means no water. Then they no, they not come to be. That means no apple, right? But when we have all things together, that means when there is this, that come to be. With arising of this, that arise. You see, with all that condition appear, then there will be an apple. Does that make sense? Right? Very easy. Right? Okay. I give you another example so you can look at the example, the anger we're talking about that time, right? If someone insults us, right? Due to the insult, right? It gives the condition arising for the mind to pay attention. You know what? Let me see. I think I need to have. Okay. I want to show this to the Buddhist psychology, so you can learn at the same time. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Too many things. Where are you? Hold on. Okay, let me get the. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, so, this is psychology. Okay. All right, this one right here. This psychology. This psychology. Okay, that's good. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, this is the psychology. Okay, here. This is the model of the Buddhist psychology. This is the first model. There are 2 different models. Okay. Okay. If someone says something hurt our feeling, right? That means our ear contact that person voice, right? Automatically, the mind consciousness, that means the brain will pay attention to the voice. Therefore, the feeling of the anger arises so quick. Because in here we have a lot, we could have a lot of anger seed in here. If we have a habit of anger, therefore this will arise. When this one arrives, right? That means okay, first of all, when we hear someone, that means our ear contact the voice. That is the the contact is the first condition. Due to this condition, it gives the attention arise, right? Due to the attention arise, he gives the feeling arise, the feeling of anger. But when the anger becomes so strong, it will control the perception. It will give a rise of the negative perception. For example, this is the negative perception look like. Why this person, how dare he talk like that to me? I will teach him a lesson. That's the negative perception. Due to this negative perception, it gives the volition, that means the action arise. That means this person will, this first 5% here, it represents the mind, no, the mouth and the body, the mouth and the body. This person can say say bad thing against that person, or he used his body to hurt that person. Right? So there are 5 different conditions. Well, 4 conditions, it produced the effect of this thing right here. But now, if we look at the positive scenario, yes, when we hear someone say something, accuse us, right, insult us, we contact that voice, right? So this is the first condition, and due to this, that gives the attention a right. The mind will automatically pay attention to the voice, that person. Automatically, that gives a right to the feeling. The feeling of anger is strong, it's so strong, and it's about to control the perception, about to take over the feeling, the thinking. But at this moment, if we realize our face, we feel the heat on our face. Because when we get mad, right, our face gets really hot, and we also feel the hand holding the 2 fists together, and the body is shaking with the hand. If we see those signs, and if we quickly recognize the sign, and this is we will have the positive perception, that means thinking like this. I know I am angry, right? I know I am angry. But anger, is not me. I am not the anger, right? Anger is not me. I am not the anger. Because anger is just the feeling. It's come and go. It's just phenomenon. It's not me. Why should I hold it? Therefore, why should I get angry? Once we be able to have this kind of positive thinking perception, what does that mean? It means that the tension of the anger will reduce quickly, very rapid, and sometimes it will disappear. It's very important. Okay. So therefore, when we have the positive perception like that, we also think like this. If I say anything bad to that person, just like I pour the gasoline into the fire will burn even stronger, faster. So I better keep my mouth shut and I will walk away. I will take a deep breath and I will walk away. So this is also the positive perception. Therefore, when we have a positive perception thinking, the mind will control the mouth and the body. Therefore, the action become positive. It means that this person keep his mouth shut and he take a deep breath and he walk away. That is the position. You see, from this example, the first 3 conditions is the same with the rebirth example. That means the contact, the attention, and the feeling. But the four one we change, right? We change from negative into positive. Therefore, that means therefore we also change the outcome, the effect. You see, when I go back to here, give me 1 second. When I go back to here. Okay, depend. Okay. When there is this, right, that come to be. With the rising of this, that arise, right? What about when there is not this? That means it changed, right? There is no more negative. And that's why there is no more negative action. No negative thinking, no negative action. With the sensation of this, that's see, you see. I hope this example might help you to understand. Oh, William, do you think that easy to understand?
Well, I've seen this this diagram many times now, so I could see as some of the newer folks, it could be a little confusing. But after going over it many times, from my viewpoint, it makes total sense. It seems
Okay. Oh, that thank you for your remind. Cynthia, what do you think about this?
I kind of understand it. Kind of nervous because this is my first time.
Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Okay, Becky, what do you think about this?
It makes sense to me.
Okay, so basically this one right here, when we look at okay, take out the condition arising, take out the dependent arising. Think about the Buddhist psychology only. Okay, I want to make it simple so you understand easier. So let me one more time. I will walk you through. I know it's new to you, but it's okay. I will repeat this over and over again during what we go along, and so you will become professional. Experience. You understand this very well, just like these people here. So don't worry, don't afraid. Okay. All right. Oh, he disconnected, I guess. Okay, Coach, how you understand this?
Yes, I'm like reading it over and over again.
Okay, so okay, let's walk you one more time through. And okay, so basically when someone says something insulting us, right? How we automatically contact that person's voice. That means the insulting word. The mind, consciousness, it means the brain. It will pay attention to the void. Okay. When it pay attention to the void, what does that mean? It will make, we will have the feeling of the anger arise very quick and become so strong. Therefore, it control the thinking. That means the perception. Okay. And when it control the perception, that means we have the negative thinking. That means, how dare this guy talk like that to me, right? How dare he do that to me? I will teach him a lesson. That is the negative thinking. When we have the negative thinking, because the mind control the body and the mouth. Remember that, the mind. It's so important. In the three karma, the mind, the mouth, and the body, the mind is the main one to control the action of the mouth and the action of the body. These 5 senses here belong to the mouth and the body. Therefore, this person will say bad thing against that person, the other one, another person. Or he also use violence from his body against that person. So due to the negative thinking, we have the negative action. Now, when we look in the positive scenario, the ear contact the void, right? When someone said insulting to us, our mind pay attention to it, to that void, automatically feeling of the anger arise so quickly, it's so strong. But at this time, we can feel the heat of the body, of the face. The heat, that means our face get very hot, right? And our hand, when we hold the fist of the hand together, and our body and hand is shaking. If we be able to recognize the sign of those things, what does that mean? It means that we will have the positive thinking like this. I know I am angry at this moment. But anger is not me. I am not the anger. Because the anger is just a feeling. It come and go. Why do we attach to the feeling? When we attach to the feeling, either good feeling or bad feeling, when we have an attachment of either feeling, we will suffer. Doesn't matter it's a good feeling or the bad feeling. When the good feeling gone, the bad feeling come, right? So when we hang on to the good feeling, the end result of that is also suffer. So we should not attach to any kind of feeling. Therefore, we say that I know I'm angry. Anger is not me. I am not the anger. Why should I get angry? Therefore, we were thinking like this again. We say that if I say anything back to this person at this moment, just like I pour the gasoline into the fire, it will burn even faster and stronger. So I will not, I should not say anything back to that person, and I would take a deep breath and I would walk away. So what did the person do? That means action. That means he really do that. He take a deep breath and he did not say anything. He did not say anything and he walked away. See, from the positive perception, it controls the positive action. Does that make sense? Very, I think, I hope you will be able to understand this now. Cynthia?
Yeah. Yes, now I understand the way you put it. From all the little bubbles.
Okay, let me go back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I understand that the first one's like it's all of us in the body, but the second one is where's our mind? It's mainly our mind that controls everything before we do any. Let the feelings take over, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And if I let my feelings, then yes, there's going to be a cause. Like there's times that I got like that I let my feelings take over my body instead of me thinking about it. So for you to put it that way kind of opens my eyes a little bit more to understand that I have to stop and think about it before and think about the causes.
Well, you don't have to think it. What you do is, because the feeling, when it becomes so strong, it will control the mind. Right?
Yeah.
Before you let that control your mind, you need to recognize the sign of our body. When we have the strong feeling of anger, you will the sign of your. Well, let's say the face it's so hot, right?
Yes.
Feel the heat of the face, right? It's so hot, and you see that our body is shaking when we get angry, right? If you be able to recognize those things, now you know that we are angry, right? I know I am angry. That means we recognize and we acknowledge we are angry. Nothing wrong with that, right? The good thing is we acknowledge. That is the good thing, nothing bad. This is a very good thing. So when we truly acknowledge and we say that, oh, you know what? Anger is not me. I am not the anger. Why should I get angry? Therefore, when we be able to say that within our mind, and only let's say that it's within you can give yourself 30 seconds or 20 seconds or 10 seconds to be able to formulate the thinking like that. And you know what is the result? Our anger, tension reduce rapidly, or sometimes it disappears. Okay. That is the power of this model. Well, I said it to, well, not too many people, but whoever learned from it, some of them be able to use this model very effectively. Okay. Therefore, when we have the positive thinking, the action of the body and the mouth, it will become positive. You see? Okay. Anyway, so I just introduce you the model so you'll be able to understand it. And next time when we go into deep, and you know you will on the same page with us. Okay. Okay. All right. So I think it's a little bit late already. Do you have any question? Whoever has question, you are welcome to ask.
Well, I'm Cynthia again. When do you do these classes? Since this is my first time, and it was really interesting. I really like to continue it.
Oh, sure. Every Sunday, 6 to 7 in Houston. That means the Central Time.
Okay.
Where do you live? Which state do you live?
I live in Houston.
Okay,
Texas.
then 6 to 7. That they work for you, right, Sunday?
Yes.
And did you belong to the did you belong to the group that attacked to you?
Yeah. Yes, I'm friends with Tao.
Okay, good. So when I attacked you the group, you receive it, right?
Yes.
Okay, then that's good. That's good. So every time we have class like this, you'll be able to receive. And every night we recite the Asto Bodhisattva Sutra. You also in there, right? Hello.
She's not in there yet. I'm gonna add her. I'll send you her phone number too, also, Ty.
Okay, that's good. Because what we do is when I do the praying and the recitation every night from Monday to Thursday from 8 o'clock p.m. in Central Time. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we do it at 9 p.m.
Okay.
But we have bilingual for the sutra. When we read in Vietnamese, you'll be able to read yourself in English on the right hand side of the document. Okay.
Okay.
And at the end, I do have 15 minutes to summarize what we read. You understand it, but I will put into I will give the example that you can use it in your daily life. Okay. Even though the sutra is very profound, but I try to put into as simple as I could.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I wish you enjoy the class. So that's good. That's good.
I did. Thank you.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right. Thank you for that. Anyone else? So let's stop right here. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Okay, let me oh, not this one. Oh, what happened? Okay, cô quản lý, go ahead and you can help me to read it.
May be living being, our minds at one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with heart of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow lead their way. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night, because our hearts are one. This world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Good, thank you. That's good. But after this session, we also